In my RTS, I originally used Godot's built-in navigation system, Navigation Agent 3D, navigation regions, and obstacles. On paper, that was the obvious solution, but once I started adding more ships, buildings, neutral resources, and attack commands, the problems became hard to ignore. The first issue was unpredictability. A ship would receive a move order, start approaching its destination, recalculate its movement, and sometimes end up constantly turning or correcting its direction instead of moving cleanly. This became even worse during combat. A unit could be ordered to attack an enemy building, move towards it, and then stop just outside its actual weapon range. It looked like the ship was in position and sometimes even the attack sound would play, but no damage was dealt because the target was still too far away. If I manually moved the ship a little closer and gave the attack order again, it worked. The real problem was that navigation had become mixed together with too many other systems. The navigation agent was calculating paths. The unit script was deciding how to move. The combat logic was also changing destinations during attack approaches, and formations added another layer on top of all of that. So when something failed, it was difficult to identify which system had made the wrong decision. I decided to replace that approach. Instead of relying on Godot's 3D navigation system, I implemented grid-based navigation on the X and Z axes using A-Star 3D. My map already works with a fairly discrete structure: tiles, buildings, resource nodes, and blocked areas. So it made more sense for ships to navigate through a system I could fully control. The new navigation system has one clear responsibility. It receives a start position and a target position, and returns a valid path through the grid. Buildings, nebulae, and other obstacles mark the cells they block. When a unit receives a move order, it requests a route from the navigation system and follows the resulting waypoints one by one. I also separated movement execution into its own system. The unit no longer has to constantly decide how to rebuild its entire navigation logic. It receives a path, gets the direction to its next waypoint, and moves. Formations are now separated from pathfinding as well. When I select multiple ships, the formation system only calculates the destination slot for each unit. After that, every ship finds its own route to its assigned final position. This solved several problems at once. Units stopped getting trapped in endless turning behavior. Move orders became much easier to debug. Obstacles started behaving consistently. And most importantly, I can now measure exactly what is happening, how many paths are being requested, how many are failing, and which units are actively updating their movement. There are still details I need to improve, especially combat approach distances and making sure the enemy AI uses exactly the same movement pipeline as the player. But the biggest difference is this: movement is no longer a black box. It is a system I control, a system I can inspect, and a system I can improve without breaking the rest of the game. I'm developing this RTS in Godot and publishing updates as I make progress. You can find the link to my itch.io page in the description.